Hey, what's going on? Man, y'all already know what it is. I am that boy Box. This is Roughhouse Boxing TV. And thank y'all for stopping by the house, man. Coming through and chopping it up with us. Yeah. We're outside on a planet called Clarksville, Tennessee. A little rainy. You know, not raining right now, but it has been earlier. A little dreary. But we're gonna do it anyway, man. Y'all already know. Wipe your feet, close the door behind you. Come on in, you know what I'm saying? Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, share this to your social media platforms. Yeah, but we're gonna make this pretty quick because I am at work. But this is my breakdown and prediction video for the Danny Jacobs Sergey Derevyenchenko fight. As always, got my notes. You know, that's what it is. And this is going to be a pretty good fight, I believe. It's going to be a pretty interesting fight. At least on paper, it's a pretty interesting fight. So we'll see how it plays out in the ring. All right, we will start with Danny Jacobs. He comes in with a record of 34-2-0, 29 KOs. He stands 5 feet 11 inches and a half tall, 5 feet 11 and a half inches. Yeah, that's right. With a 73-inch reach. His two losses were to Triple G and Dmitry Pirog. Seems to have a little trouble with those Eastern Europeans. But, yeah. All right. The good, the bad, the ugly. And we'll start with Danny Jacobs. Okay. Nice sharp jab. I noticed that in the fights that I watched from him. Nice work off of the jab. So, along with that jab, he's able to create combinations off of it. So, that's good. Good combo puncher and counter puncher. Good hand speed. He varies his punch placement and punching speed, and I like that because that keeps him from being timeable, and it makes it harder for opponents to slip shots, duck shots, counter shots, whatever the case may be. Has good use of angles. Can really sit down on his punches. And I noticed that in the Triple G fight. I'll be honest with you. I watched the Triple G fight again last night, and I scored that one for Danny Jacobs. I really did. But, you know, he gave up that 12th. But other than that, I had the majority of the rounds for Danny Jacobs. Let's see. Excellent center of gravity and balance, which is key in him. Once he throws a punch, he's never off balance, so he's able to follow that up with another punch. And that's something that you see with a lot of fighters. They throw some punches and they get off balance and they have to reset before they can throw another punch. But Danny Jacobs has a real good center of gravity and balance, which helps him transition from one set of punches into the next. Very good arsenal of different punches. He has a variety of punches, and that's something that I like in a fighter. You know, some people just rely on hooks. Some people just have jabs. He has a variety of different punches that he uses, and he uses effectively. Likes to press the opponent. Occasionally switches to southpaw, so he's a switch hitter. So that can't be anything but helpful. He's good at cutting off the ring. Has nice feints, and he transitions pretty well from offense to defense. Let's see, has a high ring IQ and a good motor. He's normally a high-paced type of fighter, and the way, the pace, the rate at which he starts a fight in a lot of instances is the same pace and rate that he ends a fight. All right, on to the bad. Very little head movement. Everything is right there on the center line, you know, especially when he's jabbing. So that makes him susceptible to counter shots. Straights, jabs, whatever the case may be. He's susceptible to body shots. The fighters that I saw that were able to get in good work on him primarily were able to do so to the body. So he's gonna have to tighten that up in this fight against Derevyenchenko. Y'all excuse that AC that just kicked on, but let's see. Sometimes can be flat-footed. Most times he's flat-footed, but I guess that is the trade-off with his center of gravity and his balance, is he remains flat-footed. Average foot speed. Not a devastating puncher. He can hit you with hard shots, and he sits down on shots, but he's not a devastating, like, one knockout punch type of puncher. Has gotten caught in transition between orthodox, and southpaw. In that fight against Triple G, when Triple G knocked him down, wasn't a hard shot from Triple G, but Triple G caught him going from orthodox to southpaw, and in the middle of that transition, he got caught. Fights way over his front foot sometimes, and that could be costly when the fighter is leaning too far with their front foot, and they're not able to get out of range of oncoming punches. So yeah, that's what we got. Now we go on to Derevyenchenko. Sergey Derevyenchenko coming in with a record of 12-0-0. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and has a 67.5-inch reach. On to the good head movement. I noticed that in the fights that I watched of his. Good footwork too. He has a nice 1-2 and nice hooks. So well, I'll get to that a little bit later. A good body puncher. His primary goal in fights, I noticed, is to break down the body. And once he seems like he's broken that body down pretty well, then he goes to the head attack. But that body attack, that's his primary focus. Sits down on punches. Is heavy-handed. His left hook to the body is an extremely good and effective shot for him. Nice combos, nice short combos. 1-2s, 1-2-3s, 2-3s, 3-4s. Those are his things. Nice athleticism. Decent jab when he chooses to use it. Fights off the back foot, all right too. And I like the way he circles out of punches, out of the range of oncoming punches. That's a tribute to his athleticism and his good footwork. All right, on to the bad. Over relies on power shots sometimes, especially early. Uh, his fight games seem kind of backwards to me, whereas most fighters start off with the jab and trying to work off the jab in the early rounds. He seemed to start with the power punches, and then his jab came on later in the fights, his effective jabbing. Not a consistent jab. That's what I said. Has a tendency to sometimes let the opponents be first, and I think things will go so much better for him. He will be able to get opponents out quicker, easier if he would initiate his offense first. He's been known to give away a round or two early in the fight. Sometimes that's all it takes on the scorecards. So yeah, that's what that is. Low number of pro fights. He's coming in with 12 professional fights, but he does have an extensive amateur background, but that's in the amateurs anymore. So, yeah. Not a devastating puncher. And I was watching the Toriano Johnson fight that he was in, and he was hitting Johnson with some hard shots. And this could also be a tribute to Johnson's chin, man, but he couldn't get Johnson out until I think it was he couldn't get him down until like the 11th round. Then even after that, Johnson got back up. So I think that devastating punching power is kind of in question. But at the same time, when he fought Russell, he put the things on Russell, and his power shone through, and he stopped him in the 6th round. Let me see. Slow starter, that's what I said. He will give away a round or two early. All right, keys to victory. We'll start with Danny Jacobs. Must work that jab and work off of that jab like he normally does. That's going to be a key that's got to be a key in his game plan if he wants to beat Derevyenchenko. He's got to control range and distance. He has a almost 6-inch reach advantage on Derevyenchenko. He has to use that range and that distance effectively, and he can fight. He fights very well from the outside. He's got to protect his body. Like I said, the people that got in good work on him, a lot of it was body shots, and Derevyenchenko's bread and butter is his body attack. So he's going to have to tighten up his defense to his body. He's got to get in, work, and get out, which he's also very good at. He's really astute at getting inside on an opponent, getting in range to get his offense off, and then, slipping any oncoming shots and getting out of there to get out of punching range. So he's going to have to do that and do that very well in this fight against Derevyenchenko. All right, on to Derevyenchenko. He's got to use angles effectively, which he normally does. He's not the type of fighter that likes to sit in a fighter's face right there in the pocket, you know. So he's going to have to use that. He's going to have an effective body attack. I think if he's going to slow Danny Jacobs down at all, it's going to have to start with that body attack. He's going to have to chop that tree. He's going to have to have good footwork and good use of angles, which I already said about angles, but good footwork. And he's shown that in the fights that he's had before. So he's going to have to keep that up. And he's going to have to start faster than normal. Like I said, giving up that round or two in the beginning could be, if that goes to the scorecards, that could be the deciding factor. So he's going to have to start earlier than he normally does. All right. And my prediction, I have Danny Jacobs by unanimous decision. Where a knockout could come, I see this one going the distance, but I'm going to edge it out to Danny Jacobs because of his pro experience and his high ring IQ. He's able to set traps and bait fighters, you know, and get them out of position and get them in position for the shots that he wants to let go and hit them with. So yeah, that's what it is, man. I got Danny Jacobs by unanimous decision. Hey, y'all comment, let me know what y'all think about this prediction video. And like I said, y'all already know what it is. I am That Boy Box. This is Roughhouse Boxing TV, reporting to you live from a planet called Clarksville, Tennessee. Hey, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, share this to your social media platforms, let somebody else know what's going down here at the house, man. And let me see, is that it? Is that it? Oh yeah, shout out to the whole LDBC, Lions Den Boxing community. Special shout out to the big homies Marlo's Corner, Best Fight the Best, Main Boxing Biker, Legendary Top Cats. Yeah, that's about all I got. So y'all can go ahead and get on out the house. Cheers.